Hello, everyone, and welcome back to ExQueerience Points Starfinder, your favorite queer Starfinder podcast. If you love our show, we hope you'll rate and review us on iTunes or wherever you consume your podcasts. Every review brightens our day and helps new listeners to find us. We don't pay to advertise any of our podcasts on ExQueerience Points, so we hope you'll recommend us to your friends and just about anyone. If you'd like to support us, we hope you'll consider joining our Patreon. We'd be lost without our patrons. You keep our mics on and our dice rolling. We've got some great rewards, so check them out at patreon.com/ExQueeriencePoints. Keep up to date with all of our shenanigans, streams, and giveaways by following us on Twitter at EQPoints. If you want notifications for when we're streaming our episodes before they're released on the podcast feed, be sure to follow us on twitch.tv/ExQueeriencePoints. Please say hi. We love chatting with all of you. Stay tuned after the episode for some more exciting announcements.
Hello, EQ Pointers. This is Kenny. I want to share a note with you about our audio situation. You may notice some audio hiccups in this episode. We are finalizing a move into a new studio space, and during recording, I didn't push our audio live after our break until near the end of the stream. That's what backup copies are for, right? Callie did an amazing job matching the audio lip sync for the YouTube video. If you're listening to the pod version, just imagine our mouths moving properly with the sounds. Thank you for your time, and without further ado, our next episode.
Hello everybody and welcome. As you can see, my setup is not glorious as it normally is. With the update for Zoom, I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around that and making sure our video is up and running and beautiful with our lovely cast. So you get this behind the scenes, rough sharing awesomeness that everybody really wants to have on their Saturday afternoon. While I tweak video, why don't y'all introduce yourselves? Let's start at the bottom of the screen. Steph, how's it going?
I'm Steph. I play our Goran Solarian scholar, Navu Paleglade. My pronouns are she, her, and Navu's are she, they.
Awesome. Thanks, Steph. And Mackenzie, hello.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie. I play Dr. Joe Pepper. I'm an envoy. Oh my gosh. What is my other thing?
It's been a while.
Icon. I'm iconic. I'm an icon envoy. And me and Joe, both of us use she, her pronouns.
Awesome. Thanks. And Calric.
Hello, I'm Calric. I have to really work at projecting because I'm sharing a microphone right now.
Say that with a little bit more disgust. Sharing.
I know. I play Thrani Ecos. He is our Witch Warper Ace Pirate.
Ace Pirate?
Ace Pirate!
Yar.
Ace Pilot. Shoot. Patra. And both he and I use he, him pronouns. I also have my companion Shimsy. She's my little Squawks, and she uses she, her pronouns.
And I am your host, DM person. My name is Kenny, and my pronouns are he, they. It is a random day. Pick a day in the week, and that's the day it is. And
Tuesday
is
I was also thinking Tuesday.
I was too. I just didn't want to dictate that for y'all. So it is a Tuesday.
We're all galaxy brain, baby.
Absolutely connected.
Mind linked.
Yep. So it is a beautiful Space Tuesday on the GD Hoopty, and have just left Absalom Station on your most recent commission, which is from a small group of Goran saplings. They picked you from Docking Station, the port where you all keep the GD Hoopty. What does that look like? Is it like the cheapest accommodations for your ship, or like where do y'all keep the GD Hoopty?
So this is after we've started working for the Deep Institute.
The Deep Cultures Institute?
Deep Cultures Institute.
This is at some other
because
time. Yeah.
Dr. J. Pepper is with us.
This is true.
So we have a little more money, and we have a better ship coming. So I would like to think that as run down and beat up looking as the GD is, we have splurged for a nicer spot. It's like our tax return came in and we're gonna treat ourselves.
So you all have treated yourselves, and you are not in the steerage dock or steerage port. You all are in, oh goodness, you're in the general admittance area of the space dock in the spaceport. And given that area, it has opened you up to a whole new world of clientele, which is where these Gorin have found you. They approached you kind of knowing the reputation of the crew of the GD Hoopty, and they have commissioned you to take them to the Diaspora, which is an asteroid belt in the Pact World system. So you're not doing any major drift travel. Doesn't seem to be anything harrowing. It just seems to be a nice trip where you are ferrying passengers from A.H.O.L.E Station to the Diaspora.
Did they approach Nauvoo for the transportation, or?
I believe that you all received a communication, a comms from them, just to the ship itself, not addressed to anyone specific. In fact, there's a form that I think that gets filled out when they're trying to commission a passenger trip. Do y'all use a broker to do this? Do y'all do this on your own? What do you think happens?
We're Space Uber.
Space
No,
Uber?
is what it sounds like.
We've moved up, because we used to have to just grab anyone walking by. Need a ride?
It's a gig economy.
Need a ride? Nice.
Except it's called Space Hub.
Space Hub.
Love it.
Awesome. So, they you got pinged by Space Hub, and they give you the details of, you'll be meeting them at this day on this beautiful Tuesday in space at A.H.O.L.E Station, and you'll be ferrying them from A.H.O.L.E Station to the Diaspora. Diaspora is a little bit general, though. So the note was a little bit cryptic. It was a little bit imprecise, and the fee was an estimated fee that Space Hub projected. They gave an estimate of about 500 credits.
Okay. Seems reasonable to just head to the Diaspora and back.
Nothing said and back.
I'm
just saying.
Them, but
I'm just saying.
Are we never coming back?
The trip was marked as round trip.
Okay. That's an important distinction.
How about this? A.H.O.L.E, have we gotten any jobs come in? I'm feeling a little bored.
Other than the newest communique from Space Hub?
What are the details on that? Do we have like a contact name or something?
Yes, there's the communiques from someone named Furthen.
Okay.
And just that you'll be picking them up in the general port. They'll meet you at Carol G5.
Cool. Is it time?
It can be time. Do y'all want it to be time?
I think the only thing that Thrani would do would be go through and token spell the hell out of the passenger area.
All right. Yep. You definitely spend your time cleaning and making sure that the passenger area is tidy, though those rust stains are pretty pesky.
Knock on the bathroom door. Dr. Joe, is this gonna be clean enough for passengers and, like, open for use?
The bathroom door opens and I'm like sitting on the toilet reading with my feet kicked up against the wall. I'm like, yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, like...
Are you bringing somebody home?
Hadn't thought of that. No, we have our first space hub clients.
Oh, okay.
It's an opportunity for you to interview people for your next book as we travel.
That's true.
Just trying to help out. Okay.
Sure thing. The can is ready to go.
And I'll head up to the bridge.
I'll stay in the bathroom and read until someone kicks me out.
Oh, Dr. Joe. What else needs to happen?
I mean, this is on you on how detailed you'll want to be before you get to Carol G5.
Does the manifest say how many passengers?
The manifest reads 3, the species Gorin, sapling, and they do list names: Furthen, Bluesprus, and Madrin.
Further Madrin and
Bluesprus.
Mm-hmm. I hope I'm going to be able to interpret my handwriting and attempt at spelling later. I know, well, to help Thrani with the cleaning, Navu's actually probably been setting up some of their extra lights.
Mm-hmm.
They're like UV lights.
Nice.
For the passengers. Because the saplings are smaller than they are.
Right.
Because for our listeners and maybe viewers, Navu is actually a Gorin Oakling, if I'm remembering the subtype correctly.
You are, because I hadn't checked that.
No, the saplings are tiny.
They are wee.
I did not want to be a baby Groot Solarian.
No one would see you coming.
Baby Groot. Yes, but imagine trying to like pick up an axe.
Right. So, after preparing the cabin and setting up a lovely space for them to have some respite on your voyage and your journey, you all make your way to Carol G5 to wait for your space hub arrivals. So you make it into A.H.O.L.E station with no problems. At this point, they are very well familiar with the hoop, and some of the crew there, thank you. Here's your spot. Please clean up after yourselves. And they just make way for you. And they're the normal bustle of the spaceport is going on. You hear the different motors running, the lifters and hydraulics hissing. and the hustle and bustle of people and passengers and captains moving here and there with random announcements going on and off. It's a chaos, but a very comfortable chaos that you all are fairly familiar with and able to kind of work around. As you are in the port, you get a notification that your fare is about 5 minutes away.
This feels like the opposite of how the app works. You know what I mean? Normally it's those waiting that are like, your driver is 5 minutes away.
This is engineered so that the hub itself is static, whereas your passengers are the ones who are mobile.
That would make sense. You know, designated pickup areas. Everybody has them now.
Right.
Exactly. And yep, yours is the general hub, or the general carol area for passenger travel. So you're there waiting 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2, and then you see a small grouping of excited-looking small Gorin saplings. They're chittering amongst themselves. Their arms waving and pointing and looking, and you may even see one like trying to narrate into their comms device what all they're experiencing. You get the feeling that that narration is going live to the infosphere as you're watching them.
Are you saying we're picking up a trio of Baby Groot social media influencers?
Yeah, influencers.
This is awesome.
At least one of them.
Oh, goodness.
Do I recognize the one who looks like an influencer?
Oh, yeah.
Roll culture.
There's a role for that.
There is a role for that.
Ooh. That's an 11.
That's a 24.
Dr. Joe. I feel like Dr. Joe is really on the pulse
Fucking plugged in.
of the infosphere, not only to make sure that their brand is being represented in a well thought of manner. Hashtag we are not sponsored by Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
So good.
But also to scope out any competition. This person, you kind of, how do you check the infosphere?
Sorry, I mean the tongue pop. I mean, I assume I have some sort of like phone-ish equivalent that I frequently use.
Yeah, you have a communications device of sorts. It can be whatever format you would like for Dr. Joe Pepper.
Yeah, I think that at my home I have like probably a nice setup, but like on the road, just like my comms device.
Yep, and a virtual screen kind of appears, and you see you're searching for feeds in the A.H.O.L.E station general boarding carol spaces, and you find this feed from Blue Spruce being displayed wide, and you don't really recognize them. They have a few like reactions to what's going on. There's some subtle chat going on, but by and far, they are not recognizable.
Ah, good.
Okay.
I have to be the most famous person on this ship.
Awesome. Perfect. They are the group. I'm going to call them a grove. Are arriving towards your ship. And they notice the hoopty, and they immediately they kind of all wave at you and they scurry forward.
I step behind Nabu just a little.
Does not have the captain's post.
And I cast Charming Veneer because it's what I do.
Hey. Greetings, saplings.
Hello! Hi! Thank you so much for having us and taking us on this wonderful voyage.
It's our pleasure. Where are we taking you?
Well, we're going to the diaspora. I don't remember what details. Furthen, what did you put in the post? Not too many details. This is going to be a moving target.
That's a little hard to navigate towards.
I'm so sorry. We're trying to get onto one of the asteroids in the diaspora, but this one moves kind of quickly. Its motion is a little unpredictable.
Perhaps you can work with our navigator and pilot Thrani to nail down which particular asteroid is our target.
One of the Goran saplings, not the one who is live streaming all of their interactions. Another one is head down into their comms device and looks very concerned, just constant concerned face on. And that's the one who was responding to Blue Spruce. They look up for a second, a little bit agog at actually having to be taken out of their space. Just taking them out of their space, and they look up at Thrani and goes, "Oh, well, I can work with anyone." Yeah, Furthen looks up. Yep. So, Thrani, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you heard of the Wandering Asteroid?
I rolled a 22, so I'm going to assume yes.
You have heard mention of it as one of the most difficult to approach landing spots in the diaspora. This asteroid is called Valgeb, and its trajectory changes as it moves pretty quickly through an orbit around the diaspora. Generally, spacefarers and pilots are discouraged from approaching and landing on this asteroid.
Okay. I'm subtly casting Charming Veneer on myself, and I'm going to bluff a little bit.
Okay.
Whew. It's a 13. Yeah, I've heard of it. I may have seen it once or twice. Never landed. Yeah, I'm familiar.
Furthen gives you a very skeptical look. I'm sure.
I understand. I've never written about it in my travel blog, so there'd be no way to know. I totally get it.
Blue Spruce looks up. You have a travel blog? Oh, can I get a picture with you?
Totally. But posed with them. I'm like, yeah.
And Blue Spruce walks right past Dr. JP to do this.
I have a TV show, so. And a book. Multiple books. Just something to think about.
Sorry.
And I pull out my own book and start reading my own book with my own face on the cover of it.
Madrin, who has been walking up through the coming up through the rear of the group, looks at Dr. JP and kind of nods and says, "Cool. I like people who are productive."
All right. I push my glasses up.
Oh, I love these saplings.
They're
Love
so
them.
sassy.
Yes.
Sapling doesn't mean they're like children, right?
No.
No.
Okay, because I was like, that sounded flirty, but I'm like, no, wait, hold on.
No, it doesn't mean children. They're two different like subcategories of Gorin.
Oh, okay.
It's like high elf versus wood elf.
Okay, cool. Then I can be flirty. All right.
Yes. I was like, in theory, you could safely be flirty.
I was like, pump the fucking brakes.
We have a hard line about flirting with children.
Yes,
Just no,
Yes.
not cool.
My understanding is a sapling can turn into an oakling by making the choice in, was it 2d8 days?
Weeks.
Weeks. In 2d8 weeks. So, I mean, who knows what could happen after they meet Dr. Cho.
They decide to go through puberty to be an oakling.
No, so the physiology is that it takes a Gorin up to 20 years to be able to asexually reproduce. And then it takes several days for that their progeny to form. If that person decides to take a longer time, then they turn from a sapling into an oakling. But it is up to the circumstances around them growing and what's going on with them. And they can choose to remain a sapling or become an oakling.
So, quick question. Being the space scientist that I am, what do I know with the 21 about? If there's anything I can help Thrani with about knowing about this asteroid.
Yeah, I think that you can assist with trajectory planning, and so you can give him an assist bonus on the piloting checks.
Okay. And Navu would actually look down at Blue Spruce and just kind of like put their hand on Thrani's shoulder after they take their selfie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, wait, it was Furthen that was being sassy.
Yep, Furthen was being sassy.
I think that we can get you there between the two of us. Space travel is rather my profession. Or my vocation, rather.
Well, I sure hope so. Your Space Hub profile shows that you're prolific travelers.
I'm also a scientist.
Okay.
I think we have links in her profile to her research documents. You never know when. We're all about self-promotion.
Drop your handles in chat.
Dr. Joe's been working on us. There's like a master class.
New marketing classes every Friday afternoon.
Cool.
All right. Well, shall we?
Well, after y'all.
I start heading towards this ship.
Madrin already, like, after talking with Dr. JP, went on board, and Blue Spruce was just busy, like, filming everything and just capturing the moments as they were happening, trying to solicit selfies and video, like, almost one-on-one interviews as you all prepare to leave the spaceport. And Furthen observed and waited until they were the last ones to board the ship.
Okay.
So you all get aboard the GD Hoopty.
Yeah, I think as soon as Thrani's on board, they're gonna find a private space in our communal bedroom area, quote unquote, because space, and use their Harrow deck to cast Augury.
Okay.
Because that's what they do. And let's roll percentage. The chance of successfully receiving a meaningful reply is 75%.
That's correct.
And you make the roll, not me.
I'm gonna do it off famous grounds because I don't know how to make my rolls private.
While you're rolling, I want the record to show that my cat is so blissed out, she's drooling on me.
So what is Thronny's question?
If it doesn't succeed, I get
nothing. Yep.
So I just assume it works, and it's not bad. So as far as I'm concerned, good to go.
Yes, it is good to go. So, who is showing the Gorn around the ship to where they are staying?
Navu will.
Okay. So, the saplings all kind of converge into an area in the hallway, and Blue Spruce is documenting everything, every part of it. The row of saplings is in the middle of the hallway.
I feel like with moving slightly up in the world, we've replaced the guest couch.
Okay.
With something that's actually bolted down.
The couch was bolted down. We made sure.
I remember it not being bolted down.
Not well bolted down.
We made sure everything was bolted, and there were seat belts, as I recall. Or restraints. Whatever.
So Navu would lead them over to the couch where they set up the lights, and where the reading material is, some of it a little bit more updated.
Okay.
Because if they're doing the space hub thing, you know, the things you do for more stars.
I imagine the majority of the books are Dr. JP's books.
Yeah.
And you have to fight her to make sure that any other material gets in.
Oh, Navu will just purposefully, like, if something goes missing, is going to find it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we agreed your books will be here as well, but they are not the only books.
As long as there's no competitors' books, I'm fine.
So it becomes this passive-aggressive push and pull of new material showing up and some material just disappearing. Sometimes
I like how you think Navu's reading self-help books.
Oh no, Dr. JP writes books on all sorts of topics.
Oh, everything you can imagine.
I don't think Dr. JP writes anything in the vein of like Neil deGrasse.
I think that Dr. JP wrote on the birth of stars, but actually used it as metaphors for some psychological interactions.
Yeah, which is probably the book that keeps disappearing of Dr. JP.
That book won 3 awards.
That book is also factually inaccurate.
Can't help it that book has emotions.
But it is not about the birth of stars.
But it's about how the birth of stars can symbolize the birth of a new life, the birth of it's about midlife crises, but you know, it's about how it can signify just a new path, a new journey in one's life.
Was it?
It must be why it continues to return like a bad penny.
Was it inspired?
I get compared to that a
A.H.O.L.E?
lot. No, I wrote it before. I actually haven't released a new book since I've been journeying for a while. Depending on how long it's been, I guess.
This has been a while.
A while, or how long?
I don't know. I'll let y'all determine.
A month? Do we want to roll a D10 and see how many weeks?
Let's do a D12 for how many months.
Go for it.
Okay.
Who's rolling?
Somebody roll.
That's a D20 and that didn't count.
7. Oh, okay.
2 and 7, so let's say 9. It's been 9 months. You made a baby.
And that baby came in the form of this book.
This book, yes. I say, well, I haven't been able to go on a book tour yet, but I'm getting edits back. But no, I wrote this one a couple of years ago. I met a I'm Googling Starfinder aliens. I met an astrozoan a couple of years ago, and their partner was telling me they were buying new vehicles and they were doing their what do astrozoans look like?
Oh, they are the best for this because
I see.
And they can take on the form of anything, really.
They were putting different colored contacts in the eyes that are on their tentacles, and they were just trying to look younger. And I thought, oh, it's a rebirth. We don't have to look at this as a bad thing. Yeah.
I wonder
It's a
what
long
Major
story.
Tom would think.
Yeah. Roll a D4, Mackenzie.
Mackenzie Wilkes, who knows nothing about alien races. Roll a 4.
So, and roll one more D4.
Okay. A 2.
Okay, so you have 4 book drafts,
Okay.
2 of which you have at the publishers right now.
Amazing.
One of those was about your experience with the crew of the GD Hoopty in the Burning Archipelago. The rest are whatever topics that you desire.
Yeah, I feel like I'm starting a series with it's like a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy-esque series about my adventures with the crew of the GD Hoopty. And so the first one of those called Kisses of Fire is Dr. Joe Pepper's Guide to the Galaxy. Volume 1, Kisses of Fire, is with the publisher. And then the second one is how to grapple with artificial life, and like how to cohabitate with artificial beings. And I'll think of the other ones.
Nice.
Okay, what would be a good snappy title for the grappling with AI?
Grappling with A and I.
I want a good subtitle for this. Grappling with existential reality, or no wait, coexistence and artificial.
Coexistence with artificial intelligence.
Yeah. So you have shown your grove to their couch, and their radiant lamps, as you all make way for navigation.
Yes. Ronnie, do you want some assistance plotting the course?
Absolutely. I would love that.
Okay. Steph, if you want to roll physical science to assist, then we can see if that makes. That is
19?
19 with your +6 to the 13. That is perfect. You are definitely able to assist, plugging in some coordinates and doing the fine mathematical tuning that is required to plot a course to Valgab. So Thrani, why don't you roll a piloting check?
With a +2 for the assistance?
With a +2 to your already hefty bonus.
Well, thank goodness. That's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. A dirty 20 will do it. So you plot your course, and you start heading towards the diaspora. The journey there is, well, it's fairly boring. Furthen remains on the couch, ensconced in writing and research. Doesn't look at the bookshelf at all, doesn't look at really anyone else at all, and has a perma purse on their face, just kind of tight and wound. Blue Spruce gets up immediately and starts walking all about the ship. Wherever you have allowed them to go, they are going. And sometimes they'll knock on doors, where they are not allowed to go. And they're filming absolutely everything. Madrin goes straight for the bookshelf and pulls out one of Dr. Joe Pepper's books, A&I, Grappling with Co-Artificial Existence.
That's one of my upcoming releases, isn't it?
I think that you've probably put drafts of all of your books.
Yeah, I was about to say this is an early draft of the book.
But you've like it's probably not printed pages, probably like a tablet, and it's pristine looking, but you've made sure to label it as draft copy.
Yeah.
And I think it's even labeled premiere draft copy.
Yes.
And so Madrin sits on the couch next to Furthen. They don't appear to be very chummy. They're kind of collegial in a way, but not close. You don't get a sense that anyone really in this grove has any strong connection to one another.
Well, I'm busy piloting, so
Yep.
I got no time for this.
So if we want to speed time, we can speed time and make our way to the diaspora.
Nevu does want to ask, because it was Furthen, if I correct me if I'm wrong, who had mentioned wanting to find this specific asteroid.
Yes.
I'm curious as to why you want to visit this asteroid.
I'm sorry, was there a detailed explanation portion of the space hub request that I neglected to fill out?
It is a curiosity, nothing more.
Curiosity's fine, I can appreciate that. Perhaps 200 more credits will alleviate your curiosity.
Yeah, sense motive.
Some shady shit right here.
Damn! And 200 credits, not enough.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a sense motive.
Oh gosh, that is so freaking perfect narratively. A 10.
Yeah, they are being very straightforward. You get a sense that Furthen is no nonsense and doesn't want you in their business.
And here I was trying to make friends with the NPCs. I think Navu would just kind of blink at the offer of money, turn around, and walk away.
I hope A.H.O.L.E jumps in on this because we don't walk away from money.
Funny enough, with all of these NPCs on board, A.H.O.L.E seems to be very preoccupied.
It's almost like the DM doesn't want to do 4 NPCs in a scene.
Lots of time talking to yourself.
What? I have no idea. Maybe one of my NPCs is stuck in a book and not going to talk that much either. Who knew?
really good book, so.
It is the best book. Thank y'all so much for participating today. I'm so sorry about all of the technical issues. We will hopefully have this all worked out the next time we meet. But until then, let us sign off. Let's start with Mackenzie.
Yeah, I'm Mackenzie. You can find me on Twitter at Mackenzie Wilkes. And every other Saturday I'm here hanging out. And pretty soon we're going to be getting back into, we're hopefully going to be recording remotely, getting back into Rise of the Demigods live every Wednesday night. As well as you can catch me on the podcasts, Dungeons, Dice, and Everything Nice. And the podcast I run with my partner, Dungeon Wives.
Amazing. That is so cool. And thank you.
Yeah.
I think Steph dropped out one more time, so let's go with Kelrick.
Hello. So I'm Kelrick. You can find me on Twitter at Cormallon. That's CORMALLON. And you can find me here playing Thrani. You can find me on alternating Sundays playing the narrator in our Cuminera game. And I am still very much looking for a... it's been so long.
Humblewood.
And so many failures. A Humblewood game. Because I'm desperate to play. It looks so much fun.
Nice. Thanks, Cal. And Steph.
Hi, I'm Steph. You can find me on Twitter at Steph_Bard. When I'm not here rolling dice with these lovely folks, you can catch me every other Wednesday on my podcast, Film Fatales. We've got a bunch of fun things coming up right now that I'm not at liberty to tease, and
Oh no!
It is a tease!
The biggest tease ever!
The internet said, don't even talk about it.
Nope, don't even think about it.
Time out for you.
I'm hoping that they'll announce Death Becomes Her.
Oh, so good.
That Becomes Her is amazing.
It is.
But I'm
Isabella
a
Rossellini in that
cheerleader.
movie? I said Isabella Rossellini in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So it's so
Iconic.
awesome.
And Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. It's so good.
Like, that was one of my gay awakening movies.
Steph, maybe frozen, but looks very cute in this freeze frame.
She gets that a lot. Like when she freezes, it's usually an adorable pose. You know, like other people get like that.
Like,
no, she gets adorable.
yeah. I've sent over my first draft of book titles to everyone on Discord.
Excellent.
Ah,
she's
you're
back.
You're back. So the unmentionable title.
oh my god. We just have a bunch of fun stuff coming up that I'm not able to tease because they're all kind of surprises for y'all.
Nice.
But we did just release on April Fool's Day a takeover for our sister cast, What a Concept, taking over our pod, reviewing the movie Dread.
Nice. Very nice. Awesome. Well, thanks, Death. And if you're not doing Death Becomes Her, do Death Becomes Her.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Anyway.
That's what we talked about when you were frozen.
Yes.
I'll talk to Meg to add it to the list.
So good.
All right. And again, I am Kenny. You can find me on Twitter at PunderDrone. I love tweeting about social justice and podcasts and all things queer and wonderful. You will find me here every other Saturday and on Kelrick's Cuminera game every other Sunday. Thank you so much again for listening and taking your time. We really appreciate y'all, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to ExQueerience Points Starfinder. If you're looking for more TTRPG podcasts in your life, we recommend checking out our sister podcast, Roll to Fail. They are 6 friends who have no business behind the mic or rolling dice. If you like what we create, then you should check out Numenera, an adventure utilizing Numenera, releases every other Friday. This unlikely team is working for the Order of Truth to help communities under the influence of the strange and weird effects of Numenera. You can easily find it and all other recent episodes of our shows on our website, ExQueeriencePoints.com.
Come check out Dice to Roll, the gayest Pathfinder podcast on the planet, where we ask the hard questions like,
is it morally acceptable to kiss a goblin?
Are summon creatures ethically sourced?
What's the real estate value on a haunted castle?
Dice Will Roll is a show where 4 friends team up every week to play Pathfinder 2nd Edition and be hopelessly gay the whole way through. Join Dave, KK, Ritz, and me, Derry, your mythic gender-fluid GM, as we play through the Kingmaker adventure path and follow a gay human bard, a lesbian half-elf druid, and a transmask half-orc fighter on their journey to build and rule their own nation in the untamed wilderness of the Stolen Lands, and defend it from bandits, monsters, and wicked fae in an Arthurian adventure like no other. From getting 4 nat 1s in a row to standing up to the darkest forces in the multiverse, Dice Will Roll is here to help you keep it rolling. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.